Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we will discuss about the chart flow, evaluation flow and prompt variant. So let me get started with the chart flow. You just click on this create button, provider will get created. So this is how it looks like. There is going to be input, basically the chart input from the user, and that will go to the LLM, and the LLM will create a output as the way ChatGPT works, right? So if you see here, uh, the input section, it has the chart history and the user question. So basically what we are doing here is that we will be appending this chat history, or let's say you are asking your first question and the LLM will respond back. So and then you are asking a second question as a part of the second iteration, second question, it is going to include your first conversation, like what is your question, what is the answer that you received from the LLM. That way the agent will, the LLM will get to know all your previous histories. LLM by itself will not hold the chart history, so you have to pass the chat history, and that is why we have this chart history, and then you can pass the uh, question to the LLM. And in terms of configuration, nothing new. We have a connection, and we choose the model that we wanted to use, it temperature and the response type. And if you see here, this is the prompt that we are using. So all we say is that you are a helpful assistant, and the chart history it's added here, right? So user and the assistant, whatever is that, all those information will get added here. And at the bottom we are adding the user information here. Now finally we will pass that to the output. Now let me start the compute session and show you that. Now I started the compute session. I can click on the chat button here and chat with the application. So I first asked what is the capital of India, and it responded. And then I asked how far this is from capital of China, and it responded. So basically what it does is that when I ask a request, it will respond back. But when I ask the second question, it will keep my first question and its answer and the second question, so that when it try to answer the second question, it will know everything happened in the past. And that's why we have this chat history here, all managed by the application. But if you build this application using Visual Studio, you have to handle all of these. Now let's move forward. Now let me go to the evaluation flow. Evaluation flow, all you need to do is that click on this create button and choose the evaluation flow, provide a name. The evaluation flow will get created. So basically if you see this particular flow, it takes an input, and then it does the validation here, and then it does the aggregation here, and it prints the results here. So for the purpose of demo, it doesn't do much. Basically it takes the input and output, it compares, and then if it matches, then it says it matches. If it is not, it will say it is not, right? But just to demonstrate how you would do it, but this is not a real world implementation. In the real world implementation, you will be using the evaluation tools, which we already discussed in one of our previous video. Please go back and check. We talk about the prompt variant. So to demonstrate, I have a simple flow here. What it does is that it takes a city name, pulls the information from the Azure AI search, and uses the LLM to summarize that. But in the summarization, I added a couple of variants. As you see here, right now I have 3 variants. So the way you do, it's you have to click on this clone to create the variant. So by default, you will have a variant 0, but the whenever you wanted to have additional prompt variant, you can just click on this clone button to create the additional variant. I have created 3 variant. So the reason why you want to do is that you wanted to validate the prompt, right? So let's assume that you are trying to deal with a specific use case, and then you come up with multiple variants of this prompt, and you wanted to see which variant performs well. So at the time you will be using this prompt variant. So instead of going through in a loop and making the changes, you can use this prompt variant, and with a single run you should be able to see, or you should be able to compare the results between the different variants, not necessarily just with the different prompt, but like you can also change the configuration here. What is your temperature, top value, presence penalty, frequency penalty, and all those things, maximum token, and all those things you can configure. Whatever the configuration that you do, that is applicable only to this specific variant, and for the second variant you can have a different set of a configuration. For this video, thank you for watching.